1 ball, 2 strikes. He's made it 6 in a row to start the day.
When Pittsburgh Pirates phenom Paul Skenes is hucking 101-mile-per-hour fastballs, how does that make his girlfriend feel?
Good job, Kylie. You're doing amazing, sweetie.
The sporting world's youngest power couple, Paul and LSU gymnast and social media superstar Olivia "Livvy" Dunne, made headlines in August 2023 when Paul confirmed that they were indeed an item. The story goes that they first met when they were introduced by Livvy's roommate at LSU, the College World Series champs last year, thanks in large part to Paul's pitching. But it hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows for the famous pair. According to Livvy, the WAG life can actually be downright nerve-wracking. The athlete and TikTok celeb recently revealed to Bleacher Report that she gets more anxious watching her pro baseballer beau saunter up to the pitcher's mound than she does gearing up for her own meets.
I get more nervous watching Paul because it's just different when you're not doing it and you're not in control.
But Livvy says she has faith in the man capable of launching absolute missiles, powerful pitches that defectors Chris Thompson cracked should be illegal by international law.
I am confident in his abilities, and I kind of channel those nerves into excitement for him.
But when asked if she thought Paul would answer the question the same way, Livvy wasn't so sure.
I'd hope so. I don't know. I honestly don't know anyone that thinks the way he does, so I genuinely don't know what he would say.
The world may never know how Paul really feels when Livvy takes the floor. The Pirate prefers to keep things private when it comes to the couple's budding relationship. But Paul did admit to the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette that fame has affected their relationship due to the amount of attention they receive while out and about. He told the paper, "It can be a pain in the butt sometimes, to be honest, in terms of actually going somewhere. If one of us went out by ourselves, there's probably going to be someone there asking for something, picture, autograph, whatever." Still, Paul has been adamant that Livvy has been instrumental in acclimating him to the world of Major League Baseball, adding, "She's helped me in a lot of ways in terms of managing all the hype and how to manage everything that goes around being a pro athlete because she's kinda lived it, so it's been great." Livvy was even right by Paul's side when he got word that he had been called up to play in the majors. Livvy was also cheering on Paul for his debut game with the Pirates.
I had some nerves creeping at first, but I kind of channeled it into excitement rather than nerves, and I just have the most confidence in him.
She was also quick to give a nod to the fans for all of their support.
Pittsburgh has been so welcoming.
It should be noted, however, that Livvy has also revealed that she is doing her best to protect their relationship from the glare of the spotlight. In November 2023, the gymnast told People magazine that she was slowly but surely learning to keep certain things close to her chest, saying, "I've definitely learned over the past few years that, this past year mostly, that keeping certain things private is okay."
Little is known about Olivia Dunne's relationship with MLB pitcher Paul Skenes, and that's by design. From staying off social media to rarely being spotted in public together, the young couple has worked tremendously hard to keep their private lives private. Olivia Dunne and Paul Skenes met the way many couples do, through mutual friends. It so happened that Skenes' friend Garrett Edwards was going out with Dunne's roommate, Elena Arenas, who is also a gymnast. While details about Dunne and Skenes' first meetup aren't really known, some believe that the two met sometime in June 2023, when Dunne was attending a baseball game with Arenas. The two of them bonded over their mutual understanding of what it's like to be professional athletes, because they're both in the spotlight all the time. Dunne and Skenes presumably started dating not long after they met, but didn't really confirm their relationship until a couple of months later. Dunne and Skenes initially kept their relationship pretty private, but like many celebrities before them, they soon discovered that keeping it hidden for long would be impossible. Still, they did an admirable job of keeping their fans guessing. They are rumored to have met in the summer of 2023. Media outlets started picking up on their possible romance in August. The New York Post even ran a piece that speculated as to whether or not the two were dating. Before long, fans started to scour Dunne's pictures for hints and noticed a baseball glove that looked like Skenes in the background of one of her photos. However, Dunne and Skenes were smart about keeping their relationship under wraps. They were never spotted going out in public and never posted any pictures together on social media. Of course, the couple eventually had to address the rumors, and Skenes did the honors during his interview with the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. He didn't give much away, but finally confirmed that they were indeed dating. Dunne and Skenes have both managed to rack up an impressive following, which means they often get recognized in public. As a result, they don't have much privacy when they decide to go out. Even though fame can become overbearing at times, Skeens admitted to the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette that it's nice to date someone who understands what it's like to be in that position. He said of Dunne, "It's nice to be able to have that conversation. She does get it."
To have a following means so much to me because I really want to bring the hype to LSU.
But that doesn't mean it's automatically easier. After all, Skeens would love for Dunne to come to some of his baseball games without having to wade through thousands of adoring fans. But that's practically impossible. It also seems that Skeens and Dunne are still trying to get used to their fame, the good and the bad. He told the outlet, "It can be a pain in the butt sometimes, to be honest, in terms of actually going somewhere. If one of us went out in Baton Rouge by ourselves, there's probably gonna be someone there asking for something. Picture, autograph, whatever." Dunne may be the queen of social media, but that doesn't mean negative comments don't get to her. In his interview with the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, Paul Skenes said she doesn't like seeing some of these comments. Skeens tries to stay away from all social media platforms for his own peace of mind, something he learned to do from LSU alumnus Joe Burrow. He told the outlet, he started 0-2 last year, and somebody mentioned to him that he was getting a lot of hate on social media. He was like, "I wouldn't know. I don't have it." That's the best way that I think you can handle that. If you don't see any of it, nothing can get in your way. Dunne, however, has clinched plenty of paid social media partnership deals, which means she can't just step away from the platform without losing a lot of money. Skeens has tried to help her navigate the negativity she has to deal with on the platform, saying that she has it way worse than he does. He told the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, "I've told her, people are gonna write about you. People are gonna write about me. If it rattles you, if it makes you upset, you gotta find a way to either not see it or not get upset over it." When you keep your relationship on the down low, your fans only tend to get more curious. So when Paul Skenes finally posted a picture of him and Olivia Dunne on Instagram in September 2023, it went a little viral. In the picture, Dunne is cozying up to Skenes, and both are beaming at the camera. Skeens wrote in the caption, "Back in the boot." However, it took another 2 months for Dunne to post a picture of herself and Skeens on Instagram. The snap showed the young couple dressed in their finest for an event. Dunne is still learning how to handle her fame. The gymnast has become immensely popular, so much so that while she and her team were competing in Utah in January 2023, she took to X to ask her fans to be respectful of the other gymnasts competing. She wrote the post after a group of fans gathered outside the building where Dunne and her team were competing, shouting, "We want Livvy! Give us Livvy!" Sports journalist Josh Furlong reported that police had to barricade the building and the team's bus had to be moved so they could leave safely.
But that was insane. It really was.
Taking all of this into account, it makes sense that Dunne wants to keep her relationship with Skeens as private as possible. She told People, "I've definitely learned over the past few years, that this past year mostly, that keeping certain things private is okay." Dunne admitted that maintaining a healthy balance between her professional and private lives can be quite challenging at times. She also said she wasn't intentionally hiding her relationship with Skeens in the beginning, but she wasn't broadcasting it either. However, people caught on anyway. Dunne told the outlet, "It's funny because there's speculations at first about it, but I guess people caught on to us having pictures and videos together out in public. So that's kind of how the news broke."